Hello everybody, I am the Dark Conservatarian and welcome back to another Strike Force editorial. Now pretty much every conservative on the internet and their dog has talked about Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and her expensive Green New Deal. And so I thought, hey, it's about time that I do it myself. But before I actually go talking about that, I want to address first of all Bernie Sanders' healthcare plan and how expensive it would be on the federal spending, which I have essentially been called a liar about.
According to your beliefs, that you agree more with the Democrats on the issue of fiscal conservatism
Not
than Republicans.
really.
Yes, you do.
No, considering the fact that Bernie's healthcare plan would have added like a $2 trillion to the yearly spending, to the yearly federal spending, that's a no.
You changed the moment you brought up Bernie Sanders.
Anyway, to get
no, that was an example when it comes to fiscal spending, when it comes to government spending.
Anyway,
I was giving you an example on that issue, Ham. Are you listening?
S-Man's talking.
You were basically lying on that issue.
Lying on the issue? Hey. The original source that I got this piece of information from actually comes from a Forbes magazine article from back in 2016, where they actually said that it would more precisely raise yearly federal spending by closer to $3 trillion than $2 trillion. So I was being generous to the leftists who are supportive of single-payer healthcare system. Or more specifically, it would cost the federal government around $30 trillion in the next 10 years. And corroborate this with what a left-wing website like Daily KOs was saying around the same time. They pretty much admit that federal spending would increase by a similar amount. But all they could do was just move the goalpost and go focusing on overall NHE or national health expenditure spending rather than the federal spending, which is the aspect of healthcare that we conservatives and libertarians more precisely care about than the NHE. Because really, we do not think that anyone is responsible for anyone else's healthcare via the taxpayer dollar. A more recent estimation released by George Mason University said that it would cost $4 trillion higher in federal spending than the last prediction in a 10-year time frame, emphasizing that even doubling the corporate and income tax rates wouldn't cover the cost and that the plan would probably even have the pay of the doctors and hospitals cut by 40%. To corroborate this estimation, a liberal writer from Business Insider pretty much admits and confirms that this would raise yearly federal spending by around $3 trillion, but they too, just like Daily KOs, move the goalpost to talk about NHE spending. So when a Bernie bro goes talking about how Bernie's plan would save money, what they actually mean is that the national health expenditure, the combined public and private sector spending, would decrease. They're not addressing the government spending, which is what all of us on the right are most concerned about, which a few of them do admit would increase tremendously. So if anyone is confused or wants to call bull crap on you saying that Bernie's plan would be expensive, just articulate to them that what you mean is government spending and show them this video or these articles that I have linked in the description box below. Now to get on to Cortez, her plan would be even more expensive. On top of a healthcare plan that is estimated to be pricier than even Bernie's plan, her proposed Green New Deal proposes a zero-carbon electricity grid, which sounds unrealistic for our time anyway, a zero-emissions transportation system, a guaranteed green housing plan, and a whopping $44.6 trillion federal guaranteed jobs program, all of which adds up to costing $93 trillion over the preceding 10 years if and after it gets passed. Or to break this down to a yearly basis, an added $9.3 trillion to the federal deficit. This isn't even looking at all the side effects of these two plans, but just looking at almost $100 trillion in added spending when we're already over $21 trillion in debt just shows to be a huge turnoff to where just on the surface, all of us fiscal conservatives are just like, heck no. I'm the Dark Conservatarian. Catch y'all next time.